Tommy Robinson a fondé l'EDL, mouvement de résistance à l'islam violent. Jamais directement condamné pour son engagement, il est persécuté par les gouvernants et une certaine police. À 2 reprises, il a été emprisonné sous de fallacieux prétextes et dans des conditions inimaginables. Il témoigne de tentatives de meurtre, délibérément organisées par des officiers de police, demeurés impunis. Son calvaire se poursuit aujourd'hui.
In 2011, I tried to fly to America for September the 11th. The police told me openly in America that the British authorities had told them not to let me in and to send me back, so I was deported. In 2012 I wanted to go back to America and I used my friend's passport. So I went to New York. I spoke straight after the New York State Senator.
For this fact, you was
sent to prison for 10 months. Yeah. It was the first time I'd been in prison in London. In 2012, I've been in many hostile environments, man, but these moments in prison were the worst. But when I walked in there, all of them are shouting. They're all banging on the doors, shouting once they've all seen me, and they're all howling like dogs, and they're all shouting, "What cell's he in? What number's he in? Where is he? Where is he?" They're all shouting, "I'm going to murk him. I'm going to stab him. I'm going to cut his head off." How can they do this? I mean, how can they put me here? The doors open at 12 o'clock. I've got into the kitchen and just straight away, just attacked straight away. Those 3 Muslims are just boom, and I'm fighting back, yeah, because that forced. After that, all of the prison screws have come. They've then dragged me off. So then from that, they put me in the block of the prison, yeah, which they said for my own safety. In the block you're locked up for 23.5 hours a day. You get out for 30 minutes on your own. You're not allowed to see anyone, yeah. So they moved me from Wandsworth Prison to Bedford Prison, from Bedford Prison to Woodhill Prison, from Woodhill Prison to Wandsworth Prison. And the reason why they've done that is because legally, for your mental health, you're only allowed to be kept on solitary confinement for 30 days. I was kept on solitary confinement for the whole sentence. In prison, if you've got 2 rival gangs, yeah, they don't put them near each other. Yeah? They keep them apart. Yeah. They put me on full of Muslims. Caught with guns, bombs, IED, swords. Those people are serving 30 years in prison. I'm serving 10 months for a legal entry into America. So I thought, you've put me in prison with people who you know wish to kill me and murder me. And I have no doubt that what was done to break me. I am under no illusion that they didn't want me to come out of that prison. For example, the mortgage frauds that they charged me with. My brother-in-law was buying a house. Yeah? He earned 15,000 a year, say, yeah? But on his form he said that he earned 22,000. This offence was, what I was sentenced for was lending someone money who lied on their mortgage form. He bought the house. Now they've said that that's fraud, yeah, because he lied on his form. Okay, he sold the house. This is 6 years ago. The mortgage company were paid back. No one ever lost any money. There was no financial profit. There was no financial gain to me. There was 1 million people who did this, actively encouraged by the banks. They've then said go guilty to these 2 charges, because if some of my other family members would have been taken to court, they'd have lost their careers, they'd have lost their jobs, their livelihood. They've worked all their life for that. At that time, my mother, as far as we knew at that time, was dying. She was very, very ill. We thought it was incurable. So I'm sitting there having to weigh up my family security with 9 months in jail. I'm going to be in prison when my mum dies. Yeah. My family members are going to lose all their jobs if I don't. And I took the decision and I prayed that I took the 9 months. I hoped that my mum would be all right, which thank God she has been. But when I pleaded guilty, yeah, and so that they drop all the charges against my wife, my family members, I was sentenced to 18 months for this offence. So they've charged me. I've then gone to court years later, 2013. I've been found not guilty, completely. I was sent again to the maximum security prison in Britain. I knew as soon as I got there, I thought, I'm dead in here. I'm dead. Like, it's full of terrorists, and they control everything in there. So this prison is like an ISIS training camp. The Muslims control the prisons, the gangs. When I was on the induction wing, yeah, a prison officer, and he said to me, listen, someone's going to come to get you from this cell in 10 minutes. Whatever you do, do not leave this cell. Your life depends on it. And then 10 minutes later, the door opened, and it was him with 2 other prison officers. He said, B wing, to another wing in the jail. So I said, I'm not leaving, I'm not going anywhere, mate. I'm not coming out of this cell. Yeah. Now, the next day, in between this, it took me back out down, and there's a room, a holding room. As soon as I've opened the door, I've seen 3 massive beards, 3 big Muslims, and I knew straight away, well, there's all seats. I stood with my back to the wall, I heard the officers lock the door. The minute they locked their door, it was just boom. They all attacked me, I was fighting with them. I lost my teeth, that's right, these were all new teeth. I had my head stitched up, both my eyes. They come in after 5 minutes and they acted like, again, there's a big massive camera. Straight away I'd contact my solicitor and said, get the camera, the cameras weren't on. And that was purposely done because if I was on the wing, these men and probably killed me. After that, because on the outside, a lot of friends and a lot of supporters were contacting the Ministry of Justice, Chris Grayling. After that, I think their hand was forced and they transferred me then to a prison in the south of England. The prison staff were very, 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 very decent. The grip that Islamist gangs have on our maximum security prisons. We have 800 a year coming out completely brainwashed and radicalised. And these are Englishmen, white Englishmen. One of the men who was attacking me in the room was a white Englishman with a massive beard. All Salafism, all Wahhabism. I'd spent 22 weeks in prison, and the reality of it was that my family were nearly made homeless whilst I was in prison. It was only for a friend in America who contacted and paid all of their bills. Yeah. Otherwise, my family would have been kicked out of their house. They would have had to go to my local council, who would have housed them in the Muslim community. When I've been released from prison on a mortgage charge, yeah, they've given me conditions not to contact the English Defence League. And it doesn't make sense.